In a world where technology is evolving every day, do you feel the need of guidance? Are you looking for a mentor who can navigate you through corporate life? Then be our guest for the series of conversation where PwC India's in-house experts will shed some light on some of the most crucial aspects of professional life. So tune in to our series of conversation, The Leadership Lens, focusing on future and boost your path from campus to corporate. Hey, and we are back with the backstage passes for the conversation that matter the most for your corporate journey. I'm Suryanshi Pandey and I am welcoming you to the series of conversation for the leadership lens focusing on future, and future is you. And since you are here, we are welcoming our guest for the night, and he is none other than Ankit Virmani, which I might tell you has a very risk profile. You are the cybersecurity partner at PwC India. Welcome to the show, Ankit.
Oh, thanks for the kind introduction. Happy to be here.
And I think our viewers will be more happy when they will know about your journey, because it is not an easy cakewalk when we talk about, reaching to the heights of being a cybersecurity partner. So Ankit, how did you navigate your progression from being a fresher to a partner?
Oh, it's a long and a hard journey, right? Not to scare anyone. But yeah, I mean, if I have to, look back onto my career, it's divided into 3 stages, right?
And what are these 3 stages?
Look, when you join any organization as a fresher, right, there are certain set of skill sets that you need to develop, right? When I was a fresher, I remember early on in my career, the entire focus was on how can I strongly develop my core consulting skills, right? That was the initial focus. As I move along, of course, I realized continuous learning becomes equally important, right, in the journey. More so today, because there's a lot of technology disruption which keeps on happening, right? So you need to keep yourself abreast with these changes. There are a lot of business models which are getting reinvented by the organizations. So the entire processes which we used to know earlier have completely changed, right? So there's a lot of continuous learning which is required. And I think when you build yourself 4 or 5 years into the organization, become a manager, right? Then
now you're the senior.
Yeah, and it's become important to develop strong teams, right? You need to build strong teams because you would be as successful as your teams, right? That becomes very important.
So that means you have to first make yourself learn and then pass on that learning in terms of teams, right?
Absolutely. And then I think the other important attribute is around stakeholder management. You need to manage your clients. There are different personalities externally, in your client environment, as well as internally within PwC. So you need to start managing stakeholders well and their expectations well, right? It's equally important. And of course, as you grow, right, and you reach that milestone or probably, get closer to partnership, it becomes very important to have strong relationships in the market, right? Very strong relationships where client can trust you, give you a phone call, and they know that you are going to deliver for them, right? And other factor is, again, you need to mentor and create future leaders, right, within your team, because that's how you grow, right? So that's I think would probably sum up this long and hard journey which I was speaking about. And you may be good in certain attributes. You may need to work upon certain attributes as well, but I think it's important to keep on taking feedbacks and improve your overall skills.
So we are meeting right now to the improvised version of Ankit, but let's go backwards where we will meet the dreamer Ankit, because he has a degree in MBA with IIM Kozhikode. So if I ask you on that note, you had a lot of fishes in the pool, but then why did you choose PwC India?
Look, of course, one factor is it's a great global brand, right, with a strong reputation. Who wouldn't want to associate with a brand like PwC? But I think other factor was I wanted to work with a consulting firm like PwC, because it gives you an opportunity to really work on diverse areas, right? And your growth opportunities around your learning becomes enormous, right? At a time in a year, you're working with multiple clients across different sectors. So imagine the amount of learning that you would get in such an environment, right? So it was a no-brainer, I would say, at that point of time when the opportunity came knocking to my door.
And speaking of learning things, so Ankit, the life is not bed of roses. So can you tell the experiences, the failures or the setbacks that taught you and made your way to the professional growth?
Look, I mean, I don't believe in failures largely. They are only lessons to be learned from them. But look, I think more than failures, what I would probably talk about is some of the important moments that can teach you something which can really excel your career, right? And I think I was privileged enough to get a few of them at PwC. One being, I think, having the right mentors in the organization is very important, right? Which I was stressing earlier as well. But I was lucky enough to have great mentors who were the guiding light for me, right? So that was one important find for me, right? Throughout my career within PwC, and wherever I probably was faltering, they guided me back to the right path, right? So I would say that was important. I think the other important factor was in PwC I got a chance towards international exposure. I worked in US for about a year, right? So that was a great opportunity to learn from my peers from across the waters, right? And that helped me a lot to grow as a professional. And I think as a firm, PwC has invested a lot on developing potential leaders, right? I remember one of the great programs that I was part of was a key talent experience program, right? Where we were about 40, 50, directors who came from across PwC networks, right? And actually, I think that entire program unlocked something in me, right? Because I really started associating a stronger purpose to what I am doing today, right? And that gives you a lot of energy, a lot of boost to deliver outcomes for your clients, right? So I think those are some of the valuable lessons and the pivotal moments that I would probably want to talk about, right? And leave certain messages for the young, future leaders who would want to join us.
And if you'll join PwC India, let me tell you that the environment is quite technology friendly. So when we talk about that, how it has helped you, this technology enabled environment at the office, and it has helped you as a professional as well. So can you shed some light on that?
Right. Great question. Look, I mean, as part of our core strategy as well, we are talking about delivering human-led, tech-enabled services to our clients, right? So technology has been a key part, a core part of what we do on a daily basis. But I mean, if I have to go back into my career when I joined, from that time onwards, I could sense, I mean, that's probably in our DNA, right? We had a great, knowledge platform, right, to learn from. All the learnings which were coming across the PwC firms, you can have a ready access to that. This I'm talking about 2010, right?
Oh.
And then today we are talking about having an AI-powered assistant who can solve anything for you, right? I mean, personally, I've been using, and we have been early adopters at PwC of this particular technology.
AI-powered assistant.
Yeah, so we have our
PwC.
own chat PwC where we, I mean, I'm using it in my daily life, probably improved my productivity from 20 to 25%, right? So I think as a firm, we have invested a lot in the last 10 to 15 years. And I just gave few examples, right? But we have invested a lot on technology to improve our productivity, our efficiency, right? That's one part. The other part is, if you look at the market trends, there are a lot of platformization of services which is happening now. So the services which we were providing earlier, right, they are now getting all tech enabled using one platform or the another. To give you an example, in PwC, we have our own Gen AI lab, right, where we are discussing a lot of use cases with our clients, which we are automating for them, right? As part of my profile within cybersecurity, we have a AI based threat detection platform, which helps clients identify and detect security incidents that may be happening in their environment and help them respond to it.
This is interesting.
Right? So that's the power of technology that we are investing in, both for us to perform better as individuals and solve our client problems as well.
Absolutely. And let's solve another question which is always there in the minds of people is hashtag work-life balance. So Ankit, how is your work-life balance?
Well, I think work-life balance probably is not the right terminology. I probably tend to call it work-life integration, right?
Correction, guys.
Reason is, look, if you are spending 8 hours in a day at your workplace, then there has to be integration, right? You need to be happy doing what you do, right? So I think very important is that you need to, have your set of goals, right? Your life goals, which should align with your workspace goals, right? And I can give you an example, a very simple one, right? It could be a goal which is totally focused on you, right? Which could be as simple as, I really want to be a partner in PwC, right? Now, if that becomes one of your goals in life, then of course at your workplace, you tend to work towards that goal and you would be happy, right? Then those 8 hours or 10 hours of slogging maybe on some odd days would not hurt you, right? And then I think, once you realize those goals, right, they also keep on changing, right? For example, maybe sometime in your career, you would want to give back to the community. You want to work towards doing something good for the society.
Like
right?
social work or something.
Right, absolutely. And of course, at your workplace, there are ample opportunities which allow you to do that, right? In your work capacity, right? You're working for a lot of organizations who are solving some complex problems for the society itself, right? So you need to find that purpose, you need to find that goal. And once you find it, then your work-life integration, balance, everything gets into place, right? But I think apart from that, at PwC, if you look at it, there are a lot of initiatives which the firm has taken, right, to make sure, one, there is very high level of employee engagement. You would see a lot of events which help employees come together, engage with each other, not only on some of the work areas, but on some of the areas where they find common passion, right, or hobbies, right? We have, great, initiatives around, mental well-being, right? There's the entire framework, multiple initiatives which the firm has taken. So there's a whole lot of initiatives, right? More so, I think culture. Culture is very important. And, I think throughout my career in PwC, and it's been 15 years, I found it to be really collaborative, right? There's always a team member who's ready to jump in when you need them the most, right? Be it because of professional reasons or personal reasons, right? So, such a collaborative environment to work in, I think you don't need to find balance, right?
You need to find the integration.
Yeah, that's true.
Ankit, your last closing note on this.
Well, I think there's only one thing which I would want to say. Probably I got it decoded way later into my career, right? But that's the message that I always pass on to my team members as well. So I would take the opportunity to pass it to the future leaders, right? Is one, you need to really identify a strong sense of purpose in what you're doing, right? The question is simple: why I do what I do, right? You need to decode this, right? The moment you decode this, you will get such form of energy in doing what you are doing that I think nobody would be able to stop you in your professional growth, right? I think with that, probably I would, end this particular hack or tip or whatever you want to call it, right?
Thank you, Ankit Virmani. I think we have got our closing note. That is, do what you do, but first you should know why you want to do, and that's how you can actually approach your life. So this is a life mantra coming from our series of conversation, Leadership Lens, focusing on future. So I hope that you enjoy this, and we keep on coming and bringing out new leaders for you.